The XVX-016 Gundam Aerial is the main Gundam featured in the Witch from Mercury anime series, and it's a very unique Gundam frame. Aerial's first form is the XGF-02 Gundam Ilfreth. Ilfreth looks very similar to the Aerial. It's mainly white with pink highlights. It's also missing the iconic Gundam V-fin, but it's still a Gundam, and the slight armor differences all around. Ilfreth has a harder, more boxy appearance with harder lines, whereas Aerial's appearance is more rounded overall. The Ilfreth was manufactured by the Ox-Earth Corporation and utilizes the Gund format, a format designed to expand the human's ability to survive in space through artificial limbs and as an expansion of the human body. However, when implemented into the Ilfreth and other Gundam frames, it uses the Gund arm format, which highly increases the combat capabilities of these frames, as well as allows them to utilize gun bits. The drawback is the data storms that occur when using this system. If their permit score gets too high, this data storm causes the pilots to get red marks on their face and body, and they would eventually die due to high exposure to these data storms. Gundams were seen as pilot-killing machines, and Gund arm was regarded as a curse because Gundams would kill their own pilots. Because of this, Cathedra, an auditing group led by Delling Rembrandt, destroyed all of the Gundam frames but one. The Ilfreth was able to escape, piloted by Ericht and her mother, the creator of Ilfreth, Elnora. Surprisingly, the Ilfreth allowed this child to pilot it, and surprisingly, she was able to take out multiple mobile suits, and eventually they narrowly escaped. And the Gundams would be banned, and after this, they would disappear for many years. Armaments. Bit Stave. The Ilfreth has swarm weaponry known as bit staves. These weapons have thrusters and posture control built in with beam cannons, used to swarm and overwhelm enemies with attacks from every angle. When not in use, they are stored in the back. Compo Gunbit Shield. This shield is made from the swarm weapon gun bits. They are able to swiftly combine into an extremely durable shield that has anti-beam properties. Gunbit Rifle. The gun bits can combine to form a powerful beam rifle with an immense energy output. After the Venatus incident, the whereabouts of the Ilfreth were unknown. The next form is the XVX-016 Gundam Aerial. The Aerial is piloted by Suletta Mercury. Gundam Aerial is now the colors of the standard Gundam, being red, white, blue, and gold. It now has the iconic Gundam V-fin, and the shoulders are smoother and more rounded. It now has gun bits on its wrists and chest, and its armor is different, as well as a lot more minor changes to the armor throughout. Because the Ilfreth and the Aerial are basically the same, they use very similar to identical equipment, armaments. It's still able to utilize the Gund arms format and use bit staves, swarm technology, and create shields from gun bits. Though there have been some massive upgrades and improvements to the Aerial, like Aerial's ability to override. When its permit score hits 3, it was able to disable the Gundam Ferrax gun bits, and when permit score of 6, it was able to disable antidote attacks, and it was able to take over and control enemy gun bits and use them as its own. This is because the Aerial is able to use the data storms that were once seen as a bad thing to its advantage, and use the data storms to take over enemy units. This phenomena was only possible due to the Aerial's secret. You see, Suletta Mercury was not taking any damage from these data storms, which is very peculiar as she should be experiencing great pain and even death, but she wasn't. And the group even looked into the Aerial, and originally they couldn't find proof that it was a Gundam. But in truth, Ericht, the child who operated the Ilfreth during the Venatus incident, is the one piloting the mobile suit. Her consciousness and soul resides within the Aerial, allowing Suletta to pilot a Gundam without any risk of data storms. The Aerial is a very powerful Gundam, easily beating most of the other top mobile suits and pilots at the Ostakasia School of Technology, like when she was able to beat the school's holder, Guel Jeddirk, in his MD-0032G Delanza, completely destroying the suit with ease, cutting it to pieces with its gun bits, and was even able to beat him in his more advanced MD-0064 Daryl Balde, which was fitted with an AI piloting system, as well as using the school's anti-fire suppression system to make the Aerial's beam weaponry ineffective. Despite this, the Aerial would still win. It would do really well against other Gundams, like the FPA-77 Gundam Ferrax, a high-mobility Gundam that utilizes gun bits that disable whatever they touch with lasers. Suletta was having difficulties, but after her permit level went to 6, she was able to take over the Ferrax gun bits and cut it to pieces. The next form is the Aerial rebuild. After a 5v5 of Earth House versus Grassley House, the Aerial was extremely damaged and was sent back to Prospero Mercury and was overhauled into the Aerial Rebuild. XVX-016RN Aerial Rebuild. Aerial Rebuild is primarily darker blue and white, with red and gold paint being minimized. Some of the biggest differences is a pair of antennae sticking out of the V-fin, a built-in thruster backpack allowing for better mobility and a more boxy appearance with armor upgrades overall. The Aerial Rebuild still uses the same equipment and armaments, however there has been some changes. Aerial now has a stronger beam cannon that can become the gunbit cannon, a combination of beam rifle and gun bits that has an increased power and accuracy. It's so powerful that it can destroy mobile suits without even directly hitting them. In this rebuild form, the Aerial was able to reach a permit score of 8, and the shell unit started to emit a white light. Previously, when a permit score of 5 was reached, the shell was red, and when a permit score of 6 was reached, it was blue. But when a permit score of 8 was reached, Eri was able to take control of the Aerial and control it herself without Suletta as the pilot. With a permit score of 8, Suletta Mercury's plan is finished, and she uses the mobile suit in a top-secret weapon called Quiet Zero. The space station of sorts allows an extended reach of data storms, and the Aerial Rebuild is able to use and command the XGF-E3 gun nodes, unmanned mobile suits that can be controlled and used like gun bits. They assist as well as help spread data storms, increasing the range and strength of the Aerial's override function. This is a very effective weapon capable of destroying entire fleets by taking over their weapons with data storm overrides. The Rebuild Aerial was able to use anti-beam property shield as well as every available gun bit to block an interplanetary laser transmission shot aimed at Quiet Zero. This would massively damage in the process, losing its limbs and many other pieces, which was an actually insane feat of durability and just showed how strong the Gundam Aerial really was. The next form is a combination with the X-EX01 Gundam Calibarn. Now, technically not another variant of the Aerial, however, in a spiritual sense, it is the next form as Eric gives Suletta the gun bits from the Aerial, which makes the Calibarn into a new form. After the Aerial was extremely damaged, it would give its gun bits to the Calibarn, and the gun bits attached to the back, side skirt, booster pack, and wrists and shoulders, and with the help of Eric, the Calibarn achieved a permit score of 8, which caused the shell unit on the Calibarn to emit a rainbow glow. This was the highest permit score in the series, and this version of Calibarn is easily the strongest Gundam in the series. With this score, as well as taking the Ferrect and the Schwarzette to create a data storm strong enough to disable the interplanetary laser. This would cause every machine using the gun format to disintegrate, and all Gundam frames would be lost in the process. And so that has been Gundam Aerial. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know which Gundam you want to see next. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.